long draw shots, miscues, unintended stop shots. The nightmare of every pool player and the crucial key to take your cue ball control to another level. Do you know this feeling? But what we can do to become a friends with draw shots? There are actually 5 very important things you need to know about draw shots that will make a big difference in your game and which will make draw shots a piece of cake for you. So if you think that this topic is made for you, then don't forget to leave a thumbs up for me and hit the subscribe button to never miss my new videos. We need to start with first crucial key. Lengthen your bridge. Length of your bridge has significant impact, especially during executing draw shots, because cue ball needs to have enough power to rotate backward after contact with object ball. To produce more power, we need to apply more speed to the cue ball, and we can achieve this only with longer bridge. But wait a second, not that long. Bit shorter? Not that much. Now is perfect. The optimal bridge length should be around 8 inches. But if we are executing long draw shot, then we need to lengthen it up to 12 inches. And trust me, this is absolutely crucial key which allows you to accelerate your stroke more smoothly and build power. Additionally, you can use much longer backswing, so in this case your cue stick accelerates from higher distance before it hits the object ball. And for example, if you try to use shorter bridge around 4 or 5 inches, then your cue stick has not that much space to create deep backswing. Distance between cue tip and cue ball is much shorter, so we can't pull our cue back too much, which in next step has impact on shot power. But as I said before, you can't make too long bridge up to 15 inches, because this distance can increase chances that you will not be able to hit the cue ball accurately, and you apply unintended side spin, which in next step can cause mistakes. And after this interesting aspect, we need to move to another one, which is elbow drop. And this is actually very controversial thing, and many players have different opinions about it. When we execute a long draw shot using longer bridge and longer backswing, then after hitting the cue ball we continue motion of our cue stick, which going deep forward. And this motion is called follow-through, and during it we can observe how our elbow behaves. During this type of shot, our elbow drops very low naturally, but this has its advantages and disadvantages. Elbow drop is very characteristic thing among pool players, because using this type of motion, we can push our cue forward much more, which in next step results that our stroke is smoother, with deeper spin. Fedorgors, Jasmine Ocean, Filipinos, many of them dropping their elbows very often to make stroke more effective and apply more spin to the cue ball. So at this moment it seems that elbow drop is very helpful thing, and this is actually true. But there is one small disadvantage of this movement. During elbow drop, players can make a big mistake because they sometimes automatically lift the cue stick up with very strange movement, and this can result with wrong contact with the cue ball and miscues. So we should focus to have our cue leveled all the time. During backward and forward motion, cue needs to be on the same level. But when we talk about elbow drop, we cannot forget to do this with correct timing. Timing of the shot is extremely important when we execute long draw shots, because it significantly affects the physics of the cue ball before it hits the object ball. We need to remember that during draw shot, our cue stick accelerates from 0 speed right after the backswing to reach its highest speed just before making contact with the cue ball. After this contact, it decelerates and finally stops. And if we forget to push our cue forward after hitting the cue ball, and for example our cue will stop, then contact between cue tip and cue ball is very short, what in next step affects amount of spin which cue ball has after this shot. Having the optimal bridge length and dropping elbow with correct timing, we must remember another important thing. Losing your grip. And this is another key moment, and in most cases must know for every pool player who want to perform long draw shots correctly all the time. We should avoid to hold our cue stick too tightly, as this will cause the muscles in our hand to become very tense, which in next step make our shots very hard. Additionally, if our grip is very tight, we will not be able to push our cue forward that much during the shot, which means that we will not be able to hit the cue ball with intended spin. Our grip should be very relaxed. Maybe not that much. Okay, now it looks very good. The ideal case assumes that we hold our cue stick only with our thumb and two next fingers. The remaining fingers only serve to gently support our cue and do not play such a big role in our stroke. We should avoid to hold our cue too early or too far, because it will have significant impact on the stability of our cue action, which in next step can affect our stroke quality. We should adjust this point of contact so that our forearm forms a right angle with our cue stick when the cue tip touches the cue ball. This position allows us to generate best possible movement, and if we connect it with correct grip pressure, then I'm sure that your draw shots will skyrocket to another level. And finally, there is one important thing which has huge impact on your stroke quality during executing draw shots. Hit the cue ball as low as possible. This is another must know, and I'm sure that the worst nightmare of every beginner pool player. Many times when we want to hit the cue ball very low, we are scared and we are hitting it a bit higher than intended, what results that cue ball has less backward rotation. Additionally, in most cases due to our fear of hitting the cue ball very low, the motion of our cue suffers, which then causes miscues. Please stop it. You need to be confident, very confident. Remember, make bit longer bridge, bit longer backswing, drop your elbow with correct and straight motion of your cue stick, and push your cue forward. If you will be able to connect and perform all these steps together, then you can hit the cue ball very, very, very low. And of course you can't hit it too low, and we need to find the sweet spot, but first of all, you can't be afraid of that shot. Stay positive and be confident. You need to have more confidence in your technique to make your shots smoother and become a friend with draw shots. As you could see, these 5 aspects are very important during executing long draw shots, and if you will be able to improve all of them, then I'm sure that this kind of shot will be a piece of cake for you. Thank you so much for watching, and if you found this lesson helpful, then please consider leaving a thumbs up for me and hit the subscribe button to stay updated with videos like this. See you in the next lesson. Take care.